Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be continuing our journey in understanding purchasing management. The purpose of our class for the day is to focus on learning Unit 4 of the module, which is the management of quality and inventory in purchasing and supply. The management of quality and inventory in purchasing and supply is imperative to the success of the organization's supply chain. The management of these two factors can give an organization a competitive advantage. Deciding on the right amount of inventory for the firms to hold is key to ensure efficient inventory management, and the management of quality can give the organization a competitive advantage in the market. In this learning unit, we will look at quality and inventory in purchasing and supply. We will firstly examine the concept of quality and the importance of managing quality, and then we will discuss the strategic importance of managing inventory. The first part of Learning Unit 4 looks at Chapter 7, Quality. These are the learning objectives that we need to be clear about at the end of Chapter 7. We first need to define the term quality, discuss the main responsibility of supplier management in supplier and product quality, analyze the importance of service quality from a purchasing perspective, explain the different costs of quality, describe the different quality management systems. Let's get started. The quality concept in purchasing and supply. Buying the right quality of products and services is important for satisfying the requirement of the ultimate customer. Quality, like beauty, is often in the eye of the beholder. Quality can first be defined as the characteristics of an item or process that indicates its conformance as to designated parameters and the degree of perceived customer acceptance or satisfaction. The total features and characteristics of a product or service that bear on its ability to satisfy a given need. The total combination of features and characteristics through which a product or service, when used, will meet or exceed the expectation of the customer by being able to satisfy a specific need. Main responsibilities of purchasing management in supplier and product quality. In view of these definitions for quality, the logical question is, how does the purchasing team go about ensuring that the appropriate features and characteristics are available in the purchased products and services? And these are some of the main responsibilities. We have standardization of materials, life cycle management, specific quality improvement, negotiating an extended warranty by the supplier, and initiating special programs in the field of value analysis. Supplier management and internal service quality. The importance of purchasing management in ensuring quality for the ultimate customers is seldom questioned. There is, however, an increasing awareness currently of the quality of service that internal suppliers, as the purchasing team, provide to the internal customers, which are the different departments we source for. The quality level that is delivered to the final customer is a result of each link in the supply chain, and the internal customers of the supply management are equally important in the total drive for quality. From the purchasing perspective, internal service quality is of crucial importance for the following reasons. It impacts an organization's ability to meet external customer needs. The external customer is also regarded as an internal customer. Determine quality of products and service delivered to the external customer. It contributes to employee satisfaction. The cost of quality. This part of the chapter wants to align the quality and the potential cost an organization can incur if they decide to prevent cost. According to literature, the cost of prevention is lower than the cost of correction. There are three categories of quality cost that are currently being identified. The first category is prevention costs. These are all the costs that are related to the actions aimed at preventing quality errors and the cost that they will cause. For example, equipment adjustments, process redesigning, etc. The second category is appraisal costs. These are costs that are incurred when products and services are inspected or evaluated to ensure that inadequate quality products, materials, and services do not enter the internal operation processes of the organization. For example, testing of purchased materials, etc. The last category is the failure costs. These are costs that are incurred when products or services do not comply with quality expectations of the customer. Failure costs are further subdivided into two other categories, which are internal failure cost and external failure cost. Internal failure costs are costs that are incurred after production and before delivery to the internal or external customer. For example, the cost of rework, etc. External failure costs. These are costs we incur when, for example, a customer returns for the replacement of a faulty product, etc. Purchasing and supply quality management systems. The significance of managing all elements of quality because of the impact on cost, efficiency, and profitability of the organization was first emphasized by leaders such as Deming and Juran. Total quality management. Total quality management, also known as TQM, is not a system, but a management philosophy that not only permeates the buying organization and its suppliers, but also stretches over the entire supply chain, influencing all participants and the ultimate customer. One of the main elements of the philosophy of TQM is that the attitude of the organization should be the way of life for every individual in the organization. The Six Sigma approach to quality management is the prime example of a system that continues to adapt and refine its basic principles. The Six Sigma focuses on processes and insists on level of quality. Managing the right quantity of inventory items is one of the central activities of the purchasing and supply management. In this part of the learning unit, we will now investigate Chapter 9, which is the inventory management. The decision on how much to buy, the right quantity, is influenced by factors such as special offers from suppliers, the expected shortages of a specific material, the seasonal nature of availability, the cost implication of having large quantities available in the organization, and the expected forecast requirements of the organization. The second part of Learning Unit 4 looks at Chapter 9, Inventory Management. These are the learning objectives that we need to be clear about at the end of Chapter 9. We first need to discuss the role and the economic importance of holding inventory, discuss the various costs associated with inventory, explain the use of the ABC analysis in the classification of inventory, discuss the concept of just-in-time and its advantages, and lastly, identify the symptoms of poor inventory management. Let's get started. The role and the economic importance of inventory. In this section, the most important reasons are investigated regarding inventory has been and still is considered essential by many organizations. Apart from availability problems and the fact that continuous supply of inventory cannot be guaranteed with absolute certainty, organizations should hold inventory for the following reasons: to ensure continuity in production and marketing, cost saving and hinging against price uncertainties, protection against supplier uncertainties, and lastly, purchasing cost. There are various costs associated with inventory. The aim for inventory costs is to hold or carry inventories at the lowest possible cost, given the objective to ensure uninterrupted supplies for the ongoing operations. Efficient and effective inventory management demands thorough knowledge of all cost components of carrying inventory, which are mainly inventory holding cost or carrying cost, ordering cost, and cost of inventory shortages. Inventory holding cost or carrying cost. The cost of financing the inventory, whether by means of interest paid on borrowed capital or interest lost on equity. The cost of storage, that is the cost of having a warehouse, such as maintenance cost and property tax. Cost of handling inventory, such as equipment or remuneration to the personnel. Insurance costs to reduce the risk of loss due to damage or theft. Technical as well as economic depreciation of inventory, which may bring about inventory losses in terms of cost. This is particularly important when products are perishable or become obsolete. Ordering cost. These are all administrative costs for placing the order, follow-up cost, the cost of receipt and quality control, as well as the payment of supplier's invoice. The number of orders placed is directly related to ordering cost. The cost of inventory shortages or stockout cost. Cost of lost orders and customer goodwill. Cost of shortages often relating to increased transport cost. For example, air freight as opposed to sea freight. Increased adjustment or overtime, so-called back orders. Additional administration cost or cost caused by the disruption of planned production schedule. Cost resulting from cancelled orders. ABC classification of inventory. The ABC analysis is primarily aimed at providing management with information on the importance of the different inventory items in terms of monetary value. ABC analysis can be performed only after thorough investigation of all items in the inventory catalogs have been carried out regarding variables such as usage patterns, price variations, etc. The symptoms of poor inventory management. This last part of Chapter 9 looks at inventory control as a key element of identifying deviations and the reasons for them. The following symptoms may indicate that inventory management is not up to standard. An increase in the number of outstanding orders, an increase in the rand investment in inventory without definitive reason, differences in inventory turnover rates or times at the different plants, an increase in the number of out-of-stock occurrences, too much inventory, excessive increase in inventory holding cost, an increase in obsolete inventory. We have seen the value we get as the purchasing team if we analyze and define our quality correct and how effective and efficient inventory management can be in terms of cost. We now need to cover strategies of good negotiation and how to purchase equipment, and this will form part of Learning Unit 5 of the module. Please do not forget to do the activity at the end of Learning Unit 4. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next presentation.